welcome to this week's episode of Out and About in the UK, coming to you today from the Clayton Crown Hotel here in Cricklewood. We're here for the launch of the hugely anticipated album from the ever-popular London Lasses and Chris O'Malley. But a little over a week ago, the Darkness into Light charity walk took place here in North London, which was in aid of Pieta House, and we were there to soak up the atmosphere. Tara, you're chairperson of the Darkness into Light London Committee. You must be delighted with the turnout.
Yeah, we're delighted. Up until about an hour ago, there was over 500 registered online compared to 200 last year, and so we're hoping that there'll be another couple of hundred registered on the night. So it's great turnout for our second year.
And tell us about some of the money that's been raised tonight. How is that going to be distributed amongst the charities?
We are partnering with ICAP, which is a London-based charity for immigrant counselling and psychotherapy. And last year we raised over £10,000, which was distributed 5,000 to ICAP and 5,000 to Pieta House in Ireland, because we think it's important that we look after our families and communities at home as well.
So John, you're one of the volunteers here tonight. Tell us about how you got involved.
I got involved initially through my contact back at home, where I come from in Limerick, with the Pieta, with the actual Darkness into Light event. And then when they introduced the walk here to London, I volunteered my services along with many other people from my home association and that. And it's been a very rewarding experience.
What's your name?
Bernard Malloy.
Where are you from, Bernard?
I'm originally from Monaghan Town. I've been living over here in England 3.5 years. I was in Dublin as well many years before that.
And Pieta House is such a great, worthwhile charity.
Suicide just seems to be such a problem. It's hard to know if it's just been nowadays or always been the case, but it certainly is something to be dealt with. Being Irish, I feel for some reason in our culture there is a problem with suicide. And I think with young males particularly, maybe not just in Ireland, young males don't seem to be able to open up, don't seem to be able to talk about their problems, unlike the females who seem to be able to do so. And it's a kind of weakness in their character, something needs to change. And I'm hoping that the like of this will help to move things forward and change things.
Dan, your thoughts on this amazing event?
Well, it's not often I get up at 3 in the morning to attend an event, but it's great to be here to see the number of Irish people who are here. I think it's a very good sign of the Irish community that we rally round each other, and when there's a good cause like this, Pieta House and ICAP, huge numbers of people have come from all over London, and getting around London at 3 in the morning is no joke. It's a very big city, and people have come from far and wide here to support this charity. And there's a great buzz here in the room. I mean, there's a real kind of it's like a kind of a match day in All Ireland or a Munster Championship day in Thurles or Cork. I'm very impressed by the community's commitment here to supporting Irish causes. We have a huge community. 600,000 people, perhaps Irish born, many more with an Irish background, and it's great the way the people who are in positive circumstances, who are doing well here, are willing to put their energies, their money and their time into supporting causes that support the Irish in Britain who are not so fortunate, who have vulnerabilities and who need support.
Guys, what an amazing night.
I would say early morning, but yes, it's beautiful. It's incredible to see a serious turnout. I wasn't sure how many people were going to show up.
I didn't expect this amount of people. It's amazing to see so many. You said it might be just a few, not going to be that many.
A couple of hundred, I thought, but
yeah.
It's a never-ending army. It's fabulous.
It's brilliant.
Tell us about your involvement in Pieta House.
Well, it's mainly Owen's an ambassador, and he kind of got me involved. He made me get up early this morning, but it's great. And I've seen the work that Owen's done before first, and it's great to be involved in any way. I think we're all affected no matter what, and Owen probably should talk more about it because it's his baby.
Oh well, yeah. I've worked with Joan, who's the founder of Pieta House for a while now, and I did a little video about my experience, and it's a lot of young people have gotten in touch off the back of that. Yeah. So it's just the work they do is incredible. It's better than any state service. So Pieta is it's the most incredible charity. Yeah.
Tell us about the little puppy.
This is Mick, this is my puppy, so I figured he'd come out and kind of lend his support as well, though now he's been carried because he's a bit tired.
He's a bit of a diva.
Yeah.
Well guys, thanks for joining us and enjoy the rest of the walk.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
see you, bye.
Ronan and Enda from the Bible Code Sundays. You're one of the biggest bands in London in the Irish scene right now. But you've been out walking this morning. How do you feel after it?
A bit tired, actually, to be fair. It's been a late night and an early morning.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So you had no gig last night, so you probably got a few hours sleep, did you?
We're fresh as daisies, we were.
Yeah. We were in the gym all day yesterday getting ready for this, get prepared.
No, it's great to see such a great turnout, and I think it's a cause that it's getting a lot more awareness now, and I think than it ever was. And you can see now the turnout today's been great. I think it's a very worthwhile cause, definitely.
Thanks so much for joining us, and get to bed now and get some sleep, okay?
Fantastic. Thanks very much.
What's your name? Where do you come from?
Joe Harton, I'm from Leitrim.
And Joe, how do you feel after the walk?
I feel fine because I'm actually in training for a walk. We're doing Hadrian's Wall in 2 weeks' time. We're doing 86.5 miles in 2 weeks' time from Carlisle to Newcastle for Mind as well. So this is a bit of a warm-up, and it's just grand for us.
What's your name? Where do you come from?
I'm Karina Diamond. I'm from Belmullet in County Mayo.
And Karina, you're actually over just for today?
Just for the walk, yes. Me and my sister, we usually do it in Westward every year, and then last October she moved over here, so I decided to come over and do it here in Cricklewood. It's really to support each other. We're doing it in memory of our brother, so it's great to have emotional support too on a day like today. Even though it's all about hope, it is a memory of those who have passed away as well.
So suicide has hit your family, unfortunately?
Yeah, 9 years ago this June, so every year we like to do something to mark the occasion. So since we started doing the Darkness into Light, this kind of a yearly thing for us then.
And this morning is a true example of the sense of community within the Irish population here in London.
It is. I was so surprised. I didn't think there'd be so many here, and Irish people from all nationalities really. And it just shows what a great community the Irish is, and how they love supporting charities as well.
And what's the plans for the rest of the day now? You're going to do a bit of sightseeing?
Yeah, we're going on the Thames cruise later on, and maybe a bit of shopping. Can't leave the shopping out.
And a night on the town maybe?
We're coming back here tonight to the Crown, and they were so great today, the food and everything. Fair play to them. So we're coming back here tonight for a few drinks, flying back home again in the morning.
What counties have we got here? And everyone shout out to us here.
Cork, Donegal, Longford.
So it's an All-Ireland team.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, guys, and get some breakfast, get to bed for a few hours, and party on for the rest of the night.
Woo, thank you. Ascot. We're off at Ascot now.
Ascot. Any chips?
No, not yet. I won't be telling anyway. Thank you.
See ya. What's your name and where do you come from?
Anne, Knocknagoshel, County Kerry.
And you're here this morning. You're walking in memory of your brother. Tell me a little bit more about your brother.
What can I say? He was the next boy to me. There's 8 of some family. I'm the eldest. 30 years ago, for whatever reason, he's with the Angels now, and I've done this morning for him.
Do you find walking here this morning, do you find it any comfort?
A great comfort. I mean, back 30 years ago when this happened to us, we never heard of it. Didn't even know what it was. It was such a stigma, you know. But now it's lovely to be able to meet people, talk about it, and you know what I mean? Yeah, there's awareness and understanding of it now. Yeah.
Organisations like Pieta House, they do provide such support. And they do great work, don't they?
Fantastic, yeah. So I've got out since Wednesday, and not alone signing up for this, I've raised 370 sterling for it as well.
Brilliant, well that's fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
And you're here for quite a few years. Tell us a bit more about that.
34 of them, 34 of them, yeah. Long time, yeah.
Have you a family here?
I have, and 4 weeks today, my daughter, she got married in Knocknagoshel in Kerry. 4 weeks today she got married, yeah.
So your kids now are probably big into the Irish scene here as well?
Oh God, yeah, they were brought up in the Irish community here, yeah. And my other girl, she's living in Galway. She moved back last August, 12 months, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're going to grab a bit of breakfast, grab a few hours in bed.
And maybe what about a large vodka? How would that sound?
Maybe a hot whiskey?
No, I still prefer the vodka.
Well, come here. Thanks so much. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, okay? God bless.
Thank you. Sean, you're part of the organising committee. What an amazing morning. Such positivity in the air. There's a lot of people you need to thank, I'm sure.
It's been a fantastic turnout. The community by and large has been fantastic here tonight. An amazing 47 marshals signed on to keep the show on the road. The event could not have been run without them. They can take a bow. They're very proud of what they did.
out there from 3:30 tonight until it's now nearly 6 o'clock, 3.5 hours out there. These are the people that made it happen. It was just beautiful to see it out there in the park tonight, and then this 500 people silhouetting across the top of the park from the darkness into the light. But without these volunteer marshals, we could not have made this happen.
And next year's event, I'm sure, this year is practically double the numbers on last year's event. I'm sure next year is probably going to be even bigger.
It's grown in stature, it's grown in its nature. People are more aware of it this year. I think the social media campaign was the biggest thing that we had, and we shared and liked and all this caper on the various Facebook pages. Again, it's been fantastic. Like over 500 people come out here tonight to support this very worthy cause. It's very worthy in the Irish community, it's very worthy in every community across the city. Yes, it's an Irish organised event, but this is for everybody in the city.
Well, it was great to see so many people come out in such large numbers to support such a worthwhile cause. We're going to take a break right now, but do come back to us for the second half of the show. You're very welcome back to the show. We're here in the Clayton Crown Hotel for the hugely anticipated launch of the 5th album from the ever popular London Lasses and Chris O'Malley. Karen, you're the founder member of the London Lasses. Tell us about the history of the band.
Well, we came together almost by accident in 1997. A few girlfriends decided that we'd like to go to the States and go for a 6-week trip and take a few gigs along the way. And since we were all born over here of Irish parents playing Irish music, we decided that the tune, the London Lasses, was an appropriate name for us as we travelled around the States. And we enjoyed that trip and the gigs so much when we did it. We came back and we decided to look for a 4th member and get a permanent accompanist, and it's gone on from there.
So you're with your 2 daughters here, so the music lives on through the generations. Guys, you're involved in Irish music and you're playing music here. Do you love it?
Yes, it's really enjoyable, and I just love doing and playing music. Like, it expresses my feelings.
What do you play?
I play fiddle. I used to play tin whistle, but I think I'm more into fiddle now.
And you're twins, so do you play the same instrument, or did you go for a different one?
Well, I've played the fiddle as well, but I still carry on playing the tin whistle.
So you're going to follow in your mum's footsteps?
Yeah.
So this is your 5th album. Tell us about how you came to choose the tracks that ended up on it.
Well, this album came together really over a long time. It's 5 years since our last album. And within that time, we were creating new material with our old members, including my husband Pete Quinn on keyboard and Maureen Lenane on accordion. And then for a time, we were playing with Cavan accordionist and flautist Aileen Gagan, who's here tonight. And some of the stuff that we worked together with her on is on this album as well. And then since Brogan and Chris joined the band, we have some newer material. So we've included some of those guests and brought Colin McGonigal, who's a fantastic harpist from Belfast, who's done a few gigs with us in the past, on this album. So it's a real mix over a long period of time. There are some new instruments we haven't used before, so it's quite varied, really, probably compared with some previous albums.
If people want to find out more about the London Lasses and buy some of your albums, how can they do that?
They can go to our website, which is www.londonlasses.net, or find us on Facebook if they do facebook.com The London Lasses, or one word, they'll find us there. And the CD's for sale on the website at the moment as well.
what does it take to record an album like this, and what kind of work went into it?
First of all, it's researching the right tunes that you want to record and the ones that we enjoy playing, and each member of the band tends to bring pieces that they've discovered or they've enjoyed playing for a long time, and then arranging those pieces in a style that suits the band and suits the instruments that we have. Then finding a good studio and having a good sound engineer and really just having fun doing it all.
And tell us about your own involvement.
So I'm the newest member. I've been playing for about a year with the band. Maureen, who was the previous accordion player, actually taught me, so it's really flattering to be able to take over. I'm on about a third of the album because there's Maureen and Aileen as well, who played for a bit before me, so it's really interesting to have 3 different instruments.
How long have you played music?
Since I was about 10, so 9 years.
You're only 19?
Yeah.
So you're the baby of the band?
Baby.
and Karen also plays the fiddle. We learnt music together when we were kids, and we played loads of music through our teenage years, and then when we got into our 20s we decided with some other friends to set up the band.
And the band here, it's going from strength to strength. You're together how many years?
I think we're together probably about 15 years now, so it's a good while.
Tell me about your musical influences.
It's a really difficult question because I've loads really, but I guess growing up in London, the music of people like Brian Rooney. Also, I love the music of Gary Connolly, who plays the accordion, fiddle players like Liz Carroll, and some of the older players like Michael Coleman. So a real mix of different people.
Agus og Michigan dit Shachas Kalini Gas and Hill.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're here for the launch of the album for the London Lasses. Yourself, you're performing here tonight?
Well, we're going to sing a couple of verses, I think, to start things moving later on.
And yourself, Mohammed, obviously you're not originally Irish, but you've embraced the Irish culture and you've embraced Irish music in a big way.
Well, it's a huge honour to have Pat and James and friends here who've just been really brilliant and supportive. I'm just a beginner really, but these guys have been supporting and nurturing the Irish tradition beautifully, actually.
And what attracted you initially to our traditional Irish music?
Well, it's just really kind of the masterful kind of musical knowledge of friends and colleagues like these.
Tell us about the session, Pat.
Well, we started it off as a one-off 17 years ago, and it's still going strong. It's in the Irish Centre in Camden Town.
What was it like when you first started singing here?
A lot rarer them days than it is now, you know what I mean? Nowadays, it doesn't matter what corner you turn, there's some form of traditional Irish music. You know, it might be singing or whatever. There's a big link anyways. In them days, you'd get massive crowds in certain places because they didn't have as many venues to go to. But I mean, it's spread all over now. I mean, it's fantastic, like, you know. I mean, if you wanted to, I'm sure you could get Irish music every night of the week.
But since I cannot give her love, no joy there is for me, and I will seek forgetfulness in lands across the sea, unless she cares to follow me. I swear by my right hand, look at this face, you'll no more see my flaws.
How rewarding do you find playing traditional Irish music?
I absolutely love it. I mean, for me, like, you know, learning Irish songs has just been a real experience. You know, there's just such a wealth of songs, English and Irish. So, you know, every day I've got a new idea about a song that I could do.
Tell us about your own background. You're now back living back home in Northern Ireland.
Yes, I am now. Yes, after 15 years in London, I have moved back to County Down, Rostrevor. And so I am going to be commuting over for performances, and then hopefully getting the lasses over for festivals and gigs in County Down. Because there's quite a lot of music happening over there, which is great.
I joined the band just over a year ago, and it's been a fantastic experience since. I think when they asked me first, I suspected they might have just hired me to add a touch of glamour to the band, maybe. But no, it's been a brilliant musical experience, and I look forward to carrying it on for some time. So.
And your own background, you've a background from the west of Ireland. Your mum and dad are from the west of Ireland.
Yeah, that's correct. My mother and father are living back in Lewsbrook in County Mayo at the moment. My father's from there, and my mother's from Annagret in the County Donegal. So they've been back there since 2004. So I was brought up in Leeds, like so. Yeah.
And you do a lot of work within the Irish community in Leeds. Tell us about that.
Well, I work for an organisation called the Irish Arts Foundation. It's a registered charity. It was established in 1998, and it exists to promote Irish arts, Irish music specifically, but I suppose Irish arts generally, in Leeds, although we also take an interest in working in collaboration with other agencies across Britain to kind of promote Irish arts.
What are the future plans for you musically? Are you going to keep involved with the girls here?
Well, I hope so, yeah. I mean, perhaps you should ask them that, but as I said, I've been with them over a year now, so and they still seem intent in giving me gigs, so I still do a few gigs with other bands as well. I suppose I spent years playing country and Irish and various other styles of music, so but I hope the London Lasses themselves can continue for a long time yet, so.
Many thanks there to Karen Ryan and all the guys there for inviting us along to the launch of their 5th album entitled The One I Love the Best. If you'd like to contact the show, send an email to ian@irishtv.ie, and you can also find us on Facebook and on Twitter. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have right now, but do come back to us next week when we'll be out and about in the UK.